What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and the screen that you're seeing, well, my friends, this screen is the signal to the beginning of the end of a tremendous part of my gaming history. But I'm not going to give away the details now. Just know that this intro is one to a very nostalgic, somber, sad occasion for me. This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and as you can see from the intro video to this, I am about to do something with my PS3 that I thought I would never do. And that is part ways. So I finally decided to sell my PS3, and reason being, I really don't use it any much. In fact, I really haven't turned it on except for the last, I would say, few days, maybe a couple of weeks, just cleaning it off because once I made the decision to sell it, I was talking to a friend of mine. He stopped through to get some movies. I might have mentioned them in one of my drunken rants, but anyway, he came by to get some stuff, and I was like, I think I'm gonna sell my PS3, and he's like, really? You sell it? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I don't use it anymore. Basically, it's been on the shelf for a while now, still plugged in, everything like that, but I have not played a game on it since, I want to say August, maybe September I've turned it on. It's been a minute. It's been a really long minute, and it's just that I've honestly felt no reason to, turn it on since now that I have my PS4 and I mainly game on that. I just built a new computer that I've been playing StarCraft like crazy on. It was just sitting there, and especially when you realize that we're in the age of remasters and remakes, so damn near, I'm assuming at some point we're going to get a lot of the things that were on PS4, that was on PS3 that I may have missed. You have the PlayStation Now, not that I'm a fan of that, not paying $20 a month for the library that they have now. But there may be a time where their library is so expansive that it's worth it, or at least worth just renting the game that I want at a reasonable price or something like that. There's so many reasons not to own my PS3 at this moment that I'm just like, what? I've had my fun with it, my red controller. I have a blue one over there as well. It's actually on right now because I'm waiting for my boy to come through so I can, do the whole cleanup, help him set up his login and all of that, and make sure he's good to go once he takes my PS3 out of here. But yeah, I'm gonna miss it. Definitely gonna miss this thing. These were not the best controllers in the world, by the way. I have no huge issue with the PS3 controllers, but the DualShock 3, I mean, what they've done with the DualShock 4, which shows you how much I play it, because I had to go take this out while this right here is just always sitting near me, because I use my PS4 sometimes to watch Netflix and things like that. So when I'm working on a computer, I have to control it. Need a remote, Sony. Y'all need to come out with a remote like you had a remote for the PS3, by the way. But anyway, yeah, this not the best thing. I mean, comparing the two, kind of crazy. Size-wise, all that. It's not, the DualShock 4 isn't that much bigger, but it's big enough that it's more comfortable. The sticks feel a lot better. The buttons feel a lot better, to be honest. Triggers especially. These bad boys right here weren't the best triggers in the world. Sony definitely weren't at all, which makes sense as why they continually map stuff to L1, R1, because it was a lot. It felt better that way on this controller, because the analog triggers on this weren't that great. But the system itself, the PlayStation 3, off the chain. I loved my PlayStation 3. I actually picked it up in 2009. It was a Christmas present for my sister. Well, she bought it Christmas 2008, but the site that she bought it on the day of Christmas, and they were out. This was when it was $300. She bought it, and they were like, "Well, it's gonna take 7 to 10 days to ship to you." I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not paying for it. Why am I gonna bitch about waiting 7 to 10 days?" Ordered that. I ended up the first games that actually were purchased, and it's funny because my mom knows, God rest her soul, she knew I was a big kid anyway. So she actually bought me Assassin's Creed and Grand Theft Auto 4 to have once it finally showed up. So love you, Mom, for that. Feeding your child's habits, even when he's a grown man. That's saying something right there. That's love. But anyway, so yeah, got it around first weekend of January. Had it shipped to my job. Got it at work. Kind of awkward taking it home because I was catching the train from downtown DC, and luckily I was able to get that awkward thing. Got on the train and stuff. Got home. Got it in, and it actually came in at a really good time, because I want to say a couple of weeks later we had some snow, so I got trapped in the house, and what was there to do? PlayStation 3. Got a couple more games like Arkham Asylum, things like that around the beginning. Assassin's Creed 2, played through them all. Funny, it took me a year and a half to beat Grand Theft Auto 4, by the way, because I just wasn't feeling it that well. But Arkham Asylum, ran through that. Assassin's Creed, the first one, ran through it as fast as you could run through, because anybody who's played the first Assassin's Creed know that game wasn't the greatest. It was a very good, promising start to a series that has since kind of derailed a bit, but yeah, at the time it was interesting, but so many bugs. I remember the first thing I did was download a bunch of demos on the PS3. That was my first thing. Got a lot of demos, and I was like, all right, let me just try a bunch of stuff. I'm new, I don't know what else to get. Those, couple of games that I got before, I knew about, I heard about, and I was always interested in playing. But everything else was just new to me. So it was like, let me check out what this Uncharted is. Let me check out, what this Infamous is. Things like that. That was back when they used to always put demos out. And I checked those out, found them interested, ended up picking up those titles. Tax time came around, and I took like $120 and like pulled a really good move. So I got this set where you got the first Uncharted and a DualShock 3 for $50-$60, I think, at Best Buy. So I did that, like, cool, this gets me a second controller, and it gives me a game that I played the demo, I thought it was interesting, let me see what the whole product is. So that's how I got Uncharted. Then there was Little Big Planet. I've heard so much about it, and I don't think I played the demo before I even purchased it, but I've just heard so many great things about it. There used to be this dude I worked with, he used to hype the hell out of Little Big Planet. And so I was like, I'm gonna get this, but then I saw they had like this Game of the Year version. They give you all the stuff with it. Now, this is how crazy I was when it came to getting that, because it came with something. believe it did come with another controller. I think at that time I had 3 controllers because there was a there was a combo thing going on with Little Big Planet and a controller as well. Yeah, so I think I started out with 3 controllers. I don't know why I felt the need, but it was a deal I couldn't pass up. It was like $80. You got Little Big Planet. Or was it $100? You got the game, a Game of Year edition of Little Big Planet, which came with like all of this DLC, all these skins for Sackboy, and the controller, and it was like a really good deal. But I had to hunt it down. I had to go all over the world, eventually heading like to an area. Like, okay, pretty much I had to travel ways. I actually traveled out of my way to get this, to go to some hood GameStop. And mind you, I don't live in a pristine neighborhood, you know, but this joint right here, where it was located at, anybody who knows the DC area and has ever heard of Eastover knows what I'm talking about, knows what GameStop I'm talking about. Yeah, I went all the way over there to get this thing. It was the only GameStop that had it. So I got that, you know, and fell in love with Little Big Planet. That was a cool moment. I remember what else? I remember the first time that I played Uncharted 2. That shit, I mean, Uncharted I liked. I thought it was cool, but Uncharted 2, man, that was such a huge moment for me in gaming because it was the first game that I had ever played that truly started to capture the cinematic thing that you hear a lot of people talk about in gaming. Naughty Dog definitely did a great job with that as far as making it like a high-end summer action flick. It was really, really dope. It was really, really dope how they did that. Arkham City is another standout for me. Damn, that story was just epic. Never played the Dead Space games because I'm too much of a bitch. Played some Ratchet & Clank, that was good. I remember playing, what's another standout moment for me with my PS3? Funny, one of the earlier games I got was NCAA basketball. I don't know why, but that had me captivated for a while, and then it got to that same point that all EA games get to me where once you get into a rhythm and you figure out everything, so you could cheese it. Me and my best friend used to figure out the cheese spots. Like, we knew the cheese players, especially with him. He's a Kentucky fan, so he knew how to cheese like people who could shoot threes from all different spots and all that. It kind of wore its welcome out. I remember when PlayStation Plus first came out, I was curious about that. PlayStation Plus wasn't as good as it is now as far as the games is concerned. I know a lot of people want to complain about PlayStation 4's library, but you're actually getting a lot of good games and a lot of recent games, whereas before, PlayStation Plus started out just as, you know, they'll give you PlayStation Classics and things like that. Some good classics, not saying they were bad. In fact, there was one month during the free trial that I had where they gave away all of the Resident Evil games, which I thought was cool, like 1, 2, and 3. You got all 3 of those that month for PlayStation Plus. Of course, I remember the outage. The outage was something. You know, looking back on that, it kind of benefited Sony more than it hurt them in ways, because a lot of people joined PlayStation Plus through that. Because at the time when it happened, they had given away the free game, and then they gave away 3 months of PlayStation Plus as well. The thing is, at the time when they gave away the PlayStation Plus trial was when it really started to gain traction, when they really started to get some really, really good games coming out and making it a service that you kind of felt silly not owning. Whereas before, when it first came out, my whole thing was, I'm not paying $50 a year for this. The selection wasn't that great. You know, there was a bunch of oddball games and things like that. I don't know about this, but after that whole, 2011 thing, they started hitting us with great stuff. They gave away games for free, like Infamous. I think it was Was it the first Infamous or second Infamous? It was the second Infamous. It was Ratchet and Clank All for One, which was probably the throwaway of that. Just Cause 2 was one. Little Big Planet 2 was another, I believe. Or was it one? I forget if it was one or two, but there was a Little Big Planet in the mix. And then you started getting like all these crazy titles started to come out. I mean, I remember getting stuff like Battlefield 3 in 2012 for free. I remember getting Tomb Raider right before the right after the PS4 drop. Dead Space 3 was one. BioShock Infinite was another game that came for free. They were just Batman. Both of the Batmans eventually came there for free. Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. Both Borderlands were on PlayStation Plus for PS3. I mean, it was just a ton of stuff, just like flooding the PlayStation 3. I mean, they just gave me. It made it so that I was a fool not to renew. I remember, especially after the trial ended and they started the whole bombardment of games, I had not had it for like a month or two, and I started looking at the titles like, why don't I have this? And then they started throwing the Vita stuff on there. Honestly, buying the Vita in 2013 was a smart move because I've got so many free games, been able to experience so many of their better titles. Good thing to travel to when you're going downtown, when you're going to work, or what have you, traveling out of town. Vita comes through in the clutch there, especially since I've yet to pay. I've only paid for two games. They cost $20. It was the Assassin's Creed game, and it was this Hot Shot Golf game that were like $10 a piece. Other than that, I've not spent a dime on Vita, and I would say that I can go into my download library and see at least 50 Vita games sitting there, and all I had to do was just buy the damn Vita. You know, so PlayStation Plus has benefited that really well. It was just a lot of stuff that came through with the PS3 that happened during the PS3 era that I thought was really, really cool. I'm gonna miss my PS3, you know. Had a lot of fun with it, but I'm having a lot of fun with my PS4 and of course my PC, so I'm kind of split my time between the two. I hate that I'm getting back into the PC thing, to be quite honest, because I'm one of those people who sometimes end up on the obsessive side of things when it comes to PC gaming, and I'll start getting that itch, that twitch to buy new hardware. That's why I did my series to tell you guys don't do it. You're going to be wasting a lot of money for things that long term cool, short term not really doing you much. And when I say short term, in terms of PC, short term is like 2-3 years. So that should tell you something right there. But anyway, yeah, PS3, gonna miss you. Gonna miss you very much. Just a lot of good memories, and that's why this video is so long, because I felt like I shouldn't just do a quick 2-3 minute 5-minute video. Just wanted to talk about PS3 because I really enjoy my system. It's like, yes, it's an inanimate object, but it's something that has given me a lot of fun, a lot of good experience, a lot of moments playing with my friends, online, offline, things like that. I've had some great stream moments with my PS3. Done a lot of cool things on it. Got a lot of trophies. Even though I'm not a big trophy whore. Assassin's Creed 2 being my biggest accomplishment. That game I damn near platinum. I've never gotten a platinum. I don't know why. I guess it's because I'm not that huge on chasing down trophies. But that one, I probably should have got the platinum because I got to like 92-96% of the trophies on there, and I probably just needed to do a few more side missions. I remember I just digested everything in that game. That's why I'm such a fool for Assassin's Creed, by the way, and why I continue to buy it, because I guess, Assassin's Creed 2, that nostalgia, I guess it's kind of like a Call of Duty person who talks about Call of Duty 4 or Call of Duty or Modern Warfare 2, and, lament over how this game used to be so glorious, but they keep buying it hoping for that glory again. Maybe that's me with Assassin's Creed, but yeah, a lot of cool things. Seeing GTA 5 for the first time, that was phenomenal. The Last of Us, the quote-unquote outro for the PS3 was phenomenal with The Last of Us. I thought, I kind of still feel sorry. I feel bad that they put it on PS4 because that was the perfect swan song for PS3 right there. That was like the game that showed the max that you can get out of that system and how great of a system that it was. But yeah, hey, it is what it is. Like I said, we're in the era of remaster and all that. Anyway, I'm done rambling. As always, you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've still got your PS3, how you feel about it, if you got rid of it, and if so, what your memories and moments, highlights and stuff like that were from that era. And that's pretty much it. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I'll let you later. Deuces.